welcome back to my YouTube channel and the prep series. Today's episode, I'm just going to take you with me on my day. It's a rest day, it's Thursday, and I cannot tell you how glad I am that it's a rest day. This week has probably been the first hard week of prep. I know I've been saying like, oh, it's easy breezy so far, it's not been hard. Yeah, this week I've definitely felt like I'm on prep. And not even like the food side of things, it's just been like tiredness because I've not had a day off work or doing something since last week. So on the weekend, which was really exciting what I did, I went and I was on the Compact Women stall at the NFM UK posing workshop. So I was in Leicester at the weekend. I always work Saturday morning anyway, I PT. So yeah, I went from there to collect all the stuff that we needed for the stall and then to Leicester, and yeah. So it was a long weekend, but it was a really good weekend. I met lots of nice people, I had a good time, and it was really cool like talking to upcoming, like people that are going to be competing soon about like shoes and helping them pick their jewelry, and it was just a really fun day. So yeah, but because of that, I travelled a lot of the weekend and I didn't rest. So this week my weight has been up by half a kilo for the last 3 days. I had my lowest weight on the Monday and then it went up because I'm under stress, but I am looking leaner, so I'm not too fussed. Like the scale doesn't tell you everything, it just tells me that I obviously need to have a rest day for my weight to come back down. So yeah, this morning I am going to the gym. I've got some PT clients. I've got to send my posing check-in video with Phoebe, so I will show you that. Getting my brows laminated. So when I next come to the video to speak to you, they're probably going to be like loud and really dark. So I hope they're not too bad, because then I'm not going to want a video and it's not going to look great. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing at the moment. And then later on today, I've got some admin bits to do. Gotta go see my niece and nephews. And we will go through some of the resources that I find are really beneficial in prep for you to use. So it might be something that you might not know about resources wise, and then we can go through that and I can give you all my little things that help keep me going along the way, motivation when I've got loads of cardio to do, things I listen to, that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking your ear off and go and do my check-in, and then I will come back to you in a bit. So I'm back with some crazy thick brows. I've had them laminated today, so the first day is always when they're super thick and really dark until I wash them 24 hours later when you're allowed to, and then they kind of relax a bit. But yeah, so please ignore my brows if they're... I always feel like they're massive, like they're slugs, but you know. So that was my check-in I sent to Phoebe. So I send her one check-in every month of my posing routine, and then she will give me feedback on it and things that I need to work on. So that was that. Like I said earlier, this week's been the first kind of hard week of prep. I've just been really tired and just feeling exhausted, to be honest. But yeah, I've had a bit of a chill this afternoon and I do feel a bit perkier, which is nice. So I think tomorrow I'll be fine. My weight has come back down today. So it had been up half a kilo the past sort of 2-3 days, and now it's come back down to my low weight, or my lowest weight. And I should think that after today it will come down again tomorrow, because stress really impacts your body weight. But yeah, like I said, like I am feeling leaner this week. It's more like my arms, I notice it more. Like I can see a little bit more of my abs now and then, like morning abs. But yeah, I notice my arms are a little bit slimmer, you know? I don't feel as self-conscious with them out anymore. But yeah, so I'm still feeling pretty good. Hunger-wise, I'm still fine. Like, every time I feel really hungry, it's only when I've like left it a little bit too long when I'm fasting. But then as soon as I eat, I'm all right. And like, you just always have to tell yourself like food is always going to be there. So when like I'm really hungry, I'm just like, yeah, but food's always going to be there. Like, I'm going to get to eat soon. And like, it's for a goal. If I'm not hungry, then come on, like, I'm not getting lean. But no, it's still going pretty well. No changes this week in terms of food or cardio. Because Lloyd said that because I didn't have a rest day last week, that's why my weight didn't go down as much, but it still came down, so it's still pretty smooth. I should imagine he's going to increase cardio next week, which will be fun. But no, it's fine. I just can't believe that next week is 10 weeks. Like, it's like the halfway point next week, I think. Yeah, like halfway point till peak week, which is nuts. But yeah, not really much else to report, to be honest, other than it's been a little bit difficult. But I told you, didn't I, that when it was going to get hard, I would tell you. So this week was a bit of a hard week, but nothing that we can't overcome. So in terms of like resources that I find help me along my competing journey / prep, whatever, life, number one is the Compact blog. Now that's on the Compact website. They also put stuff about the blog on their Instagram in like shortened versions. They're really, really good and really helpful. Like stuff on like skin prep, tanning, jewelry, shoes, like there's so many things on there. And with the blog, there's also like the show day checklist, which I actually printed out when I packed for my show, and I ticked everything off that I needed to take. And then like your competition budget planner, that is on there. Like, it's just got resources on there that are so helpful, and it means you don't have to use like brain power to actually think about these things. So it's really helpful. That's like my number one thing, that if you're gonna use for a resource, go to the Compact website. Next thing is there's a handful of podcasts that I listen to. My like number one podcast in terms of like informative stuff about competing, about show day, about posing, all that kind of stuff is the Not Just a Bikini Girl podcast. This is done by Jazz, who owns Compact. So she goes really in depth. It's good to like, I always find that like there's different ways to like consume information. So you can read the blog or you can listen to the podcast, and there's like some people just prefer to learn by listening, and I just find that when you've got like loads of steps to do, cardio, you don't want to just listen to the same playlist, you know, like music playlist. So that's one of my faves. And then there's like 3 others that I listen to. I've got the Be Undeniable podcast by Erin Thompson, Breaking Boundaries by Loz and Hannah, and then also the Danny Bosworth Female Fitness podcast, I think it's called. They're all really good. They go into depth about competing. And then there's also one more podcast that I listen to, and it's Part-Time Bodybuilder. So that's another good one for like competing stuff. And then you've got a couple of posing resources. So the Posing Pro, her website, Emma Hyman, she's got a few videos. There's some on there that are free. There's some that are paid that you can watch and learn about how to pose, like lat activation, that kind of thing. And then the Posing Portal, which is what I've spoken about before. Phoebe Hagen's new posing website where you can like put in your posing check-ins, that kind of stuff. That's another really good tool because there's some free videos on there too. I know I think you have to be a member, but there's videos on there that help with posing and all that general stuff. And then the last little resource that I think is a really good idea, it's not something you need, but I think this is something that it's a really nice touch to have, so that when you're older, or you know, like in a couple of years time, when you want to look back on how your prep went, we have the prep journal. So this is new. It's come from Erin Thompson. She brought this out, and it's literally a journal that you can document your whole prep. So it's got your yearly overview, your goals, your intentions. There's like long-term goals, competing goals, family goals, career goals, habits you want to create, notes, budget tracker. Like there's just so much stuff, and there's literally like daily trackers. So like I put in every day most days. Some days I forget if I'm busy. You have to put 3 things you're grateful for, and then you've got your little to-do list, which is here, and it's got like training, cardio, steps, posing, nutrition, yada yada, and then like other tasks and reminders and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of each page at the bottom, there's a little quote. So like this one says, the difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a person's determination. And it's just really nice little touches. So it's just something that you can look back on, and it's got just like so much in there, so that when you're done competing, even if you want to look at like season to season, if you're a experienced competitor, then this is a really nice touch. So I'm really happy she brought this out, and it's pink, so yeah. So they're like my top things that I use, like resources wise, to help me along my journey. And I will link them all in the description box so you can check them out if you want to. But yeah, they really, really help me. And especially like things like post-show, there's loads of podcasts on all those podcasts that I spoke about where they talk about post-show, which is the most difficult part of prep. Like being hungry when you're about to step on stage, it doesn't matter, but being hungry when you're off stage is a different ball game. Like post-show is real. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and that it brought some, what's the word? I never know what I'm talking about. I start talking and I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you along with your journey, whatever it may be. Even if you're not competing, these podcasts are good to listen to anyway. Like when I wasn't competing, I was listening to Not Just a Bikini Girl, and I hadn't even decided I was going to compete yet. So you don't just have to be a competitor. But anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. I really, really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.